month, that's what we're doing together as a community, is we are stepping out in faith. To know that manifestations is not miraculous, that we can actually manifest in this world. We can manifest for the sake of our own life. We can manifest for the sake of the lives around us. We can manifest for the sake of the planet. We can manifest for the sake of this country. It doesn't matter. We can manifest, and it's not miraculous. So if you're keeping up with us, if you were here last week or if you watched the talk, step one was believe it. Step one was believe it. And this week we're doing a new step. So if you haven't gotten your poster, there are posters around the sanctuary. You can get that before you leave today, and you can probably find that first step somewhere around here. Tackle Reverend Patty, she'll help you out. And you can hang these steps. You get a card. Everybody got your card for today? Yes? Okay. So what we do is we're taking this week's step card and we're putting it on the poster, and then we have an affirmation that we get to carry around and say that all week long. And so this week we're ready for the second step. And it's time to see it. So we're ready for step two, to see it. To actually see that this, whatever it is already manifested. To see it in the mind's eye, to see that in whatever shape, form, or fashion, and feeling, and all of that we can see. If we can't see it already, we've got to get to that place. And sometimes, we may not be able to see it for ourselves, but we can look around and we can see it in other people. That other people have done it. Last night we had a really beautiful event thanks to Joe and Deirdre Tinker out at their place. 25 of us got together because I wanted to make sure that we're all set, we're all practiced, we're all trained, we all believe it, we all can see it. This thing called a fire walk. Woo! Okay, that wasn't very hot. Those were some cool coals right then. I'm a certified fire walking instructor now after we had our first fire walk out in this parking lot in 2018, and it was very clear that this is part of my ministry. So thanks to this community, I was sent out to Northern California. I got trained by Tolly Burkan, who is the man who started fire walking in the Western world. He's trained all of the key fire walkers that are walking the planet still, including Tony Robbins. But Tony Robbins doesn't have nothing on me. Just saying. Yes, because I see that. And so this is something that our community now gets to bring to the city of Dallas and beyond. And you can see that at some point, we are limiting it this year to 150 people. That's it. We're only going to sell 150 tickets because that's a pretty darn big fire walk. We had 162 2 years ago. And the person that led that's been doing that for about 10 years. But we successfully had the most exquisite fire walk last night. If you participated either on the fire tending team, on the medical team, on the consciousness team, see, we think these things through. On the events team, or you participated in being there and cheering on, or even decided to walk on fire, stand up. Come on, stand up, let them look around. Look at this. And they're all here this morning. And what is great about that is, what I love about fire walking is whether you walk on fire or not, you are forever, your life is transformed in a way that I'm not sure that you could get transformation any other way. Whether you walk or not, you're witnessing it, you're seeing people. And what happened last night is people that, I'm telling you, we heard the stories afterwards. It was like, I was driving the whole way from South Dallas, and I said, I ain't walking. I'm not walking. I don't intend to walk. All the way out to Cowper Canyon, that's like a 2.5 hour drive, so it's commitment to do this. And it's like, nope. And you know what? Anton and Diamond both decided to walk, and they both were not walking. And other people like that. And the key thing about fire walking, I was talking about this last night, is before we got ready and I opened the fire, is I said, okay, you have to see it. You do have to believe you can walk on fire, but you have to see yourself on the other side of that fire and see how you're going to be on the other side of that fire. And very key, we will talk about this a lot on April 18th. Mark your calendar. Out here, April 18th. You have to see where you want to go. You've got to look where you're going. Because I watched people, and when they got up to the fire, what was the first thing they did? They sure did. I must be crazy. I don't know that I can see that I can do this. And I immediately, so this is why we're in community. I watched it. I was over there. Peter was standing right beside him. See, we have two conscious pillars of belief and faith and all of this. And so, she'd stand right next to him, and I'd see him. Look up. Look right at me. See what you are going to be after you've walked on fire. See it. Don't look down. That's the last time you look down. Look up. See it. And then we were like, get it ready, see it. Because when we don't see it, quote, we get burned. Meaning, it's not going to manifest like it actually can. We have to see this. And if we can't see it, the reason why some people decided to walk on fire last night, something that we've been told is, fire burns, it's humanly impossible to do this. We're talking at least 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit, which, by the way, that's the degree that they molten aluminum to pour it into for car frames. It's hot, okay? But we can, when we see other people, and we see other people doing it, then our belief is raised. We can manage this fear. It's not about not having fear. That's what I talked about. How do we walk through the fear? How do we get through that fear and walk to the other side? It's not about suppressing or we've done something wrong if fear comes up. I don't know that I can manifest this. I'm not so sure. It's about walking through that. So we got to see it. The other thing that we need to see in the see it is we got to see that it's fun. It's fun along the way. Y'all ready to have some fun in manifesting? We got to see that it's fun. We get to choose, we get to decide, and we get to have joy and fun with it. Yay. I love it. They're having fun. And so to have this joy and fun with it, and to have great expectancy and enthusiasm, in theos, as the one, in theos, enthusiasm, to have great expectancy and enthusiasm along the way of this manifestation as we are manifesting things. And I love that Gabby Bernstein talks about this a lot in her book. And I'm telling you, if you have not gotten that book, there are still some over in the book nook. We brought them in for you, special. They were a little hard to come by, but we have them over there. I am having fun reading this book. And she talks about this in chapter 4. She says to have fun along the way. And I think sometimes we forget this. She says, find joy in any situation. And this is all about manifesting. Our resistance to joy blocks us from attracting whatever it is we desire. When we embody an energy of joy, we release resistance. I recognize that it can be difficult to find joy in seemingly joyless situations, but it's far more painful to live a joyless existence. So many of us inadvertently live that way, whether by focusing on what's not working or by frequently complaining about our circumstances. We hope complaining will make us feel better or at least help us find a sympathetic ear. But when we focus on what's not working, we just get more of what's not working. I've learned through experience that even if things aren't going the way I planned, I can still have fun. In fact, the more fun I have, the closer I get to attracting what I want. Sometimes we have to stop focusing so hard on our desires in order to attract them into our life. It's not that we ever lose the desire. The desire is always with us. It's just that focusing on its absence actually deflects it, whereas having fun brings it closer to receiving our desire. Taking the focus off your desire and redirecting your energy towards joy shifts you to a more positive point of attraction. Think about the last time you were obsessing over something you wanted. It probably didn't feel joyful. Think about that. Absolutely. Well, that's okay. Think about, I'm going to have fun while doing it. Think about what the last time you were obsessing, when you were obsessing worse up. Let's try this for the third time. Think about the last time you were obsessing about something you wanted. It probably didn't feel joyful. All your focus and attention towards what you don't have creates resistance. Release the grip of that resistance by redirecting your focus, see it, on something fun that will distract you. Yes. So, when we think about what we want and what we want to manifest, okay, well, I can put that away. I can see it, but y'all can't. But you can. When we think about what we want and we're manifesting, it's important to have fun along the way.
So do you know you're part of our online community? Every time you watch us, you belong to CSL Dallas, and we're so happy that you're part of our community. And we love providing you this kind of spiritual message. So if you want to keep seeing this, please donate. You can donate at csldallas.org/give, or you can text 972-954-4404. Be part of our community and sit back and enjoy the message.
And Ernest Holmes tells us this, and a great quote. I'll post these to social media later so that Debbie Hine can get it for us all. He says, and I quote, "We really need more enthusiasm. We should not see this thing just as a law, spiritual law, and a big, bright, brilliant goodness. We should see it as something vibrating with life, pulsating with warmth, and scintillating with color. Look how colorful nature is. We are too prosaic, too matter of fact. Color belongs to us because God is a colorful being. How can that which has painted nature with such a lavish brush be anything but colorful?" he says. So, if Gabby tells us that if we want to manifest a new job, have fun with it. Find ways to have more fun in the job that you're currently in. Be enthusiastic about the job that you're currently in, even if you don't want to be there. That you currently have, that good energy is going to bring whatever work that you do want to you. It helps in this manifestation. So, can you be friendlier with coworkers? Can you bring more ideas or enthusiasm into a meeting? I mean, really, do we want to be around people that are just like, I don't want to be here? So this is part of it. And I know that my enthusiasm is sort of like my super attractor. Y'all want to be around me, don't you? And when I'm not very enthusiastic about things, I don't want to be around me, and you don't want to be around me much either, do you? Petra, don't say anything. It's true. We got this power, and Ernest Holmes tells us the power of choice with which we have been endowed is either our greatest blessing or our greatest curse. Properly understood, it can lift us to the heights. Misunderstood, it can drag us to the depths. We are each free to choose anything which one wishes, but we must accept the responsibility for our choices because inexorable law creates our experiences according to our choices. So every thought is creative in our experience, especially when they're repetitive thoughts and especially when there's feelings behind them and emotions behind them. So the good news is that we can change our pattern of thought, how we show up, our enthusiasm about life. So in changing our pattern of thought, we actually are not changing, he says, the nature of the law, but provide it with a new plan of action. So we are providing this universal law with a new plan of action. And regardless of what our experience may have been, our new thought patterns is what counts now. Wow. Right now. New thought patterns. We're merely using our God-given right to choose the way we desire to think. And through the natural, normal, creative action of our thought, have it be made manifest in our own tangible experience so we can have a new plan of action. Thus, we call it new thought. See, Jesus in his time didn't come to dispute or dispel or to change the laws. He didn't come up with new laws. He came up with a new way to approach them. He came with a new thought and a way and a perspective to do it. That was what was so significantly important about what he talked about and how he showed up and how he acted. And so it's about changing our thought pattern. In the month of April, I want to let you know that on Thursday nights at 7 to 8 p.m., every Thursday night in April, I'm going to be leading the metaphysical teachings of Jesus so that we can understand what this master teacher brought to the world, this new pattern of thinking, this new thought, this new way of speaking the word, this new way of manifesting. So I invite you to join me every Thursday night in April. So, and there's ways in which that we can have this new pattern of thinking. Gabrielle Bernstein talks about in chapter 3 that there's more than enough to go around. She talks about 7 blocks that get in our way. I'm not going to tell you about any of them. You have to get the book. There are 7 blocks that get in our way, and we're going to remove these blocks. But one of the things that she talks about is that comparison. I'm not going to compare myself to Tony Robbins. Comparison. She talks about comparison because comparison, she says, is actually a form of judgment. Wow. And judgment weakens our manifesting power. And I know none of you compare yourself to anyone or anything. That's the good news. But these 7 things are really important. And so we have to start looking at, when am I comparing myself to others? She talks about also really good that when we see other people doing it, this is what happened last night. We didn't compare ourselves to each other. We didn't judge whether somebody walked or not. We didn't do any of that. We actually, what happened is we saw some people doing something that we wanted to do. And those people inspired us. And so more people were able to walk on fire and manifest that and feel the power within that moment. And so there was no comparison going on. We all worked as like this beautiful unit and tribe and trust. So the kingdom of heaven is within. And we have this power to do this as long as we see it. Last thing I want to share, a quote from Ernest Holmes is, he says, "The word we speak, the idea we declare, the thought we desire to become a thing must spring spontaneously from the heart, be vitally known and experienced in every single corner of our mind. It must be vibrantly felt with every being of our body." So we must see it. We must declare it. We must claim it in every corner of our mind's eye. And that was what this was about last night, to feel that. I believe I walk on fire. I see that I can walk on fire. Last night, someone said, as they walked, I can walk on fire. I can walk on fire. I can walk on fire. This person saw it in every corner of their mind, vibrantly in their body. And so, how good it is to know that what it is that we each want for our own life and collectively, it can be imagined that it's already manifested. And we can breathe it all in. So I want you to just breathe in the enthusiasm of this moment. The excitement that's around you. And keep whatever it is that you've got your mind's eye on, that you're seeing, this manifestation. I want you to keep it in every corner of your mind. I want you to have fun with it. I want you to have joy. I want, most importantly, to have great expectancy, like you know whatever it is about to walk in that door right now. So I'm excited that that's walking in the door right now. I can't wait to see it and go, here you are. Yep. And we feel that. Yeah. And keep that awareness as much as possible and see that until we see that. Because manifestation is not miraculous. Yeah. I'm going to invite the practitioners up. We're going to seal this with the spiritual mind treatment. So whatever it is that you are working towards in a manifestation, I want you to get it in every corner of your mind's eye and feel it in every place of your body, vibrantly vibrating. In fact, for me, because I'm so kinesthetic, what I like to do is stand up so I feel it more. So if you want to, I invite you. If you're willing and able, you don't have to. But if you want to, you can do that too. How good it is. How good it is. This one life, this one power, this one presence. This thing itself, God's Spirit, the Alpha, the Omega, that which knows how to be, how to bring itself so completely forward that all of life throughout the entire cosmos, that which is seen and unseen, from the black holes to the highest mountain peak, to the clearest lake, to the most loving community, on earth. That which is full of joy and awe and enthusiasm of how it is in life as it. And as I know that this one love, this one life, unabashedly gives to itself so fully and so freely, so expectantly, that all of the richness and the abundance and the joy and the peace and the harmony and the wholeness of life is present. I know that I am that I am. And as I know that I am that I am, I know this for every single person in the sound of this voice. We are each that individualized, exquisite expression of this one body, this one love, this one life. And so I speak the word for every single person right here and right now. And I declare and claim that that which they hold in their mind's eye, that which they want to have and experience and be made manifest is so. And this collective consciousness, this word is spoken. I know that it's here, it's brought forth as easy as all the tulips that have sprung forth all over this metroplex. As easy as this connectivity and communion in this beloved community is here right now. That in great expectancy, I know that we have fun and have joy in the knowledge that the power is within each of us and we use this power for good. And that there is the greatest things yet to ever be imagined that are already present. That every single person is housed and fed and nurtured and loved. That every single sentient being has a way in which they thrive because there's more than enough to go around in this one life. And so as I know that that which we hold in our mind's eye is made manifest, it's made manifest for every single person holding something right now that they want. For life is for good. I call it forth. I call this good forth in great expectancy. I smile with the joy of it's here. I release these words into the universal law, knowing that the law must bring it forth. It is already so. Before the words left the mouth, it is here, right now, in full faith and trust. I know it works. I let it loose. I know it is. And if you, like me, want to declare it so, let's do it together by saying it so it is, and so it is.